that was really where, in the beginning stages, all the agencies responded and had representatives present to determine how the progress of the rescue and then recovery should proceed.
This is an image of us removing, 3 of the Port Authority police officers that we recovered in February of 2002. John Ryan, and I'm a detective lieutenant with the Port Authority Police Department, assigned to the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force.
My name is Bill Keegan. I'm currently the founder and president of Heart 9/11, a nonprofit made up of police, fire, and construction trade union members that work together and bonded together down here at the World Trade Center.
We broke the rescue recovery operation up into 2 12-hour tours. I had the day tour, and Lieutenant Bill Keegan was the night commander of the rescue recovery operation. Initially, I thought it was an NYPD rack truck there, and I could see that there was approximately 20 emergency service personnel, on the truck there with blue helmets and their gear. And as it got closer, I saw that it was a New York City Department of Corrections rack truck.
It was around the 12th or the 13th that I noticed Department of Correction here with their canine units. And it really bolstered us to see the assets of New York City, to see how everybody wanted to be part of this mission.
The New York City Department of Corrections, the officers that were assigned to the rescue recovery mission, performed their mission with that same focus, that same determination, and treated the recoveries with the dignity and respect that each of them would do.
But what I really saw the Department of Correction and their officers working was at the temporary morgue. But you noticed how many Department of Correction officers there were, and how they were filling all the positions that were going to be necessary, and how I relied on them. When the bodies arrived at Bellevue Morgue, Department of Correction, the NYPD detectives, the Port Authority Police Department detectives, they all made sure it was the same honor guard, that body was taken into the temporary morgue and was treated with so much respect.
Probably the most critical component of the rescue recovery operation was the processing of remains. When they were recovered and brought to the morgues, the New York City Department of Corrections played a large, very critical role in managing that aspect of it there. That's really what's helped in families being reunited with their lost loved ones. And that's not easy for people to do or deal with death and deal with the processing of remains. And the members of the New York City Department of Correction, again, did that with dignity and respect.
The Department of Correction, being here at night, knew right away we're going to need more lighting. And they knew where to get it from. And it didn't take more than a couple of hours before Department of Correction lighting was here. It was that good of a relationship that they were thinking for us many times. As I said, the grief of what we were going through and the focus of us to have a Department of Correction here and be able to think for us at times, and then be able to reach out and bring in the resources, monumentally helpful.
That's a New York City Corrections officer that's in that photo. That's another New York City Correction officer, and that's also another New York City Correction officer. As you can see in this picture, this is another combined team of New York City Department of Correction officers, Port Authority police officers, and New York City police officers. And again, I apologize that it's taken 18 years for me to tell that story and assume that everybody knew that story. There was nobody that put a greater effort into the rescue recovery operation than the correction officers that were there.
Me, John Ryan, and so many others, we know that we could not have done this job without the Department of Correction being here side by side with us and working for those families that were just asking us, please, bring something home of my loved one that was taken from me on September 11, 2001. Department of Correction did that, and I'll be forever grateful.